Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally that time. It is Rocket League ECAC
Yes.
semifinals match, Idaho Vandals versus the Purdue Boilermakers.
hmm
It's time for a battle of the century of 2026 at the very least.
Yes, I'm excited. We were talking about this a little bit before we got on stream. I would like you mentioned yourself. We would not want to call them rivals, but we have gone against Purdue time and time again since this esports has been set up here in the lab. We won against them for CS, Valorant. I want to say Smash as well.
Yes.
We've gone against them a few times before.
Yeah, we are very historied when it comes to Purdue University. And again, I'm not sure that they know who we are
No.
necessarily. They don't think that I don't think they can point us out on a map. But yeah, we definitely know Purdue and we know them well. So I'm really excited to see what exactly our Rocket League JV2 team can cook up for us today.
Yeah, we are. As far as heading into this game, we are pretty matched up with Purdue so far. We're both 8-1. This accounting both playoffs and their ECAC time before the playoffs. So we're tied up with them in that regard. I got a chance to talk to the team before we got into the stream today, and they are excited, but you can definitely feel tensions are high because this game, regardless, they will have another game to play. But if they win this game, they will go to the finals.
Yeah, this is the make or break. And honestly, this has kind of been the trend as far as the Vandals have gone when it comes to playoffs, is that a lot of the times the Vandals semifinals matches end up being their final match throughout
hmm
the season, right? Where they go up against either the 1 seed or the 2 seed of their division.
Yeah.
And then they have to figure out whether or not they're making it to the finals because of that, which is usually a little bit easier, assuming that we make it there in the first place. So this is going to be the make or break match for them. And let me tell you, it's going to be a tough one for them.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. This team they're going against is pretty well known. They're a very good Rocket League team. They're very well in their division. And yeah, I definitely think in regards to looking forward into the future, nerves are high because if you're on your team, all you want to do is get that championship.
hmm
So the next step to get there is to get into the finals to begin with. So that can be really nerve wracking. Like I could feel it. I got a chance to watch a team before while they were playing, and normally they're in really high spirits, and they still are today. But like it was like you can cut the tension with a knife. Like they were more quiet. They were a lot more locked in. Like they're definitely feeling it going into this game.
Yeah, the big reason that they're super duper locked for this game is because of there is a huge rank disparity between the peaks for both of these
hmm
teams. As far as I'm aware, the Purdue team has peaked around Grand Champ or
Oh,
so.
okay.
I'm unclear if that is what they are currently ranked. It would not surprise me if that's where they're at right now.
hmm
But they have at least peaked Grand Champ fairly recently, whereas our team has like a diamond or two player on our team, and
hmm
then after that, it's a little bit like around the plat range. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how well our Vandals are able to play up to that skill level
Yeah.
that they're maybe not used to playing against all the time.
Yes, and I'm excited to see if they will maybe switch up their strategy going into this game. A lot of what I've noticed because been able to follow them throughout this entire playoff,
hmm
series is that they like to play their hand a little close at the beginning. They normally play a lot of their all the players are really well versed in this game, but a lot of their like lower ranked players early on,
hmm
and then they pull out typically Octal's. I think one of their highest ranked player right
Yeah.
now on their team. They'll pull him out last. So I'm curious to see if they're going to try and push a heavy punch early on or going to do the same strategy because it's been hit or miss. That's been working for them.
hmm
Last game they you Hart got a few points on them before they were able to really start getting momentum. So they might try and switch it up this time, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, I would imagine they're probably going to try and punch strong at the initial pick,
hmm
especially because this is such an important game for them. But I mean, it was really cool to see all 5 players on the team actually get some screen time.
hmm
Normally, in a lot of these other games that we have, there's not really a spot for a sub to fill in very frequently because you just don't get that kind of practice time. Whereas with Rocket League, because well, we're in Division F for this
hmm
division here, right? So that inherently means that there's going to be weaker players that you're playing against. So yeah, you can throw in your sub for a couple of games here and there, just get them some game time, get a
hmm
feel for here's what it's like to be esports, and then get them on that path to maybe being on varsity eventually, right? So it has been really cool to see that all of the JV2 team has been able to play in that regard. So, but I mean, yeah, this is a big game, this is a big
hmm
event, so I imagine that they will try and punch up for this one.
Yeah, we'll see if that work out for them too, because there could always be player fatigue if you're playing a really good player
Mm.
early on and keeping it in the whole game. There runs a risk of falling off towards the end there, trying to power through. Luckily, this Rocket League is also a shorter game.
Yes.
And in order to get the full win, all I have to do is get 4 points. So that is, I could say it's easy. It's not,
No,
but it's
definitely not.
definitely quick. So these rounds are always on a set time. So it's if they really try and punch early in, they might be able to get a quick game out under their belt.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, this really should just be a really cool spectacle to watch
hmm
at the end of the day. Hopefully, we're just going to see some good Rocket League from both of the teams here. Yeah, like we said, we have no idea what Purdue's going to be bringing today, how well they've
Mhm.
been playing. They've had a couple forfeit wins and losses, and they have not lost. I believe they've only lost a singular game.
Yes, yeah,
Uh,
8-1. So,
so
yeah.
they have been playing quite well. So
Yeah, and the one team they did lose against lost early on in the playoff series, so they don't have to run the risk of fighting them again at
hmm
all. So and I think the one team we lost against, same thing. So
okay,
now all we're doing is just yet again another battle for the ages, Purdue against U Idaho, and we'll see who comes out victorious.
yeah. Sounds like we're going to go ahead and get into this match here pretty quick. We're just waiting on some lobby settings and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys our POV of our players here really quick while we get ourselves situated and getting into this lobby. Don't go anywhere, guys. Oh, they're not there.
Wow, what a crazy.
What a great lobby.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Rocket League
Mhm.
ECAC. We're here for the semifinals today. I'm Liz Golden Leaf.
And I'm Mozzarella. Sorry, I know it's just an analyst. We did a little bit of broadcast magic, and now I'm here. But I am really excited. How are you feeling for this game?
I'm really hyped. I'm sad that varsity didn't make it to playoffs, but I'm super excited for JV. I was talking to one of our team members earlier, and he's really excited for this match, and I'm
Yes.
really excited to see them play.
Yes, I am too. It's going to be a really good. I like we talked about before. Nerves are definitely going to be really high going in this game. So
Yeah.
hopefully they don't let that get the best of them. It sounds like we're going to get into it here in maybe a second. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this team has been. I've been able to follow them throughout this whole
Oh,
series so
cool.
far.
Sweet.
So it's been cool to see them, grow as players,
Yeah.
develop their skills a little bit, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
been pretty good. So
Yeah, and then it's Vandals versus Purdue today, correct?
yes, it is,
Mhm.
and that is a really hotly contested
Ooh.
not rival of ours, but we have played them against.
Mm.
We've been against them for a lot of different games. CS,
So
Smash,
there's like
Valorant.
heat, there's beef here.
There is beef. This is the first time we're playing it them against them this season. So we haven't got a chance to before. So it will be like all new for us. I'm not gonna see
Yeah.
I've not seen Purdue in regards to Rocket League at all yet.
Oh, interesting. So it's kind of just a university rivalry thing.
Yes, yep. But I'm excited. It'd be nice to take a win against them.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see though. Purdue is known to bring on. They just have a really, really.
Hmm.
They have a really well versed esports program, so they
Oh,
have like
sweet,
some
yeah.
of the top players in the
Ooh.
nation. And as ZG Fenrir mentioned earlier, they do have a rank disparity against us going into this game. I think he mentioned a few of their players are grand champion, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think any players on our team are at that level currently.
No, they aren't. I think the member that I know is Diamond, I believe, and then I know Octo Cornet is
Yes.
either Diamond or Champion. So.
Yeah, and I think he is our highest. So,
Yeah.
as you mentioned before, typically what this team likes to do is they like to try and hold him last, and he's kind of like
Yeah.
a plan Z. They like to play,
Yeah.
some of their subs or, lower ranked players first, and then they kind of, cut to him if need be. So, I do feel like maybe the strategy for this game, just because it's such a nail biting close
Yeah.
game that will bring him into the championship, is they might just play him first.
Yeah.
Maybe along with safety hazard Seth and Toaster. Those are some of their also higher ranked, really strong players.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen them, especially in the last game that I commentated a few weeks ago. They made some really nice goals, and I definitely saw, because there was a game at like the very beginning of this semester that they played that you could definitely see this disparity between like them and like JV2 or
Yeah.
the varsity team.
Yeah.
But I think they've definitely improved over the course of the semester, and they got some really cool goals at that time, which I was really excited to see.
Yes, and a really cool thing about this team, I don't know, actually, I don't think I know more about this team than probably any of our other Rocket League team,
Mhm.
is that they all get along really well with each other.
Oh,
They
that's always
are,
nice.
yeah, they play lobbies with each other outside of practice.
Mhm.
I think they hang out on campus with each other, all of that. So they're pretty good friends. They really enjoy, playing with each other. So I think that's like an unspoken but a really cool dynamic they have that, can really help them do well in this game, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it looks like all of them just switched to the lobby screens. So we will be starting shortly once everyone gets into the match and all the technical side of this is set up.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I think we're about to get right into it. Hopefully, we'll see. Like I said, I'm excited to see who they're going to play
Yeah,
first for this game.
it definitely has to be some sort of strategy, obviously.
Definitely, yeah.
hmm And it looks like the game is going on the screens. I could try to commentate off that middle screen there.
So
But
far, I think we have Purdue. If I think we are we. I'm having a hard time to see what color. I think okay, we're red,
or
right?
orange,
We're
yeah.
orange. Okay, cool.
It looks like we're orange.
So I think we won that kickoff there. That was nice. But now so
Yes.
far it's on
It's
our side in Purdue's hands.
Yep, it looks like it's 0-0. And one Vandal player is waiting in net, going off the wall, hitting it back towards the midfield. And it seems like it's been staying pretty much in the Vandal half, which kind of feels like somewhat knowing the abilities of Purdue is probably a little bit typical to start.
Yes.
But I think at least for now, the Vandals are holding their own.
Yeah, and so I think we
I
got
take that back.
no, we got a score from Purdue.
Yeah.
It looks like it was just right off that side there, and then oh no,
That was an excellent rebound shot.
definitely, yeah. It was kind of open
Great
too.
placement.
Not very strong defense off the bat from Vandals on that, kind of an open net on that play there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were probably in the middle of their rotations. It was a little bit more difficult to see. Now, it looks like we might have some technical difficulties in game as well. Hopefully.
Oh, there
finally!
we go. Awesome. Okay, cool. We're back into it now. Okay, another score from Purdue right off the bat. Okay.
Let's see there. I like the coordination here from... I like that bump hitting Toaster. I think Blackout would have gotten it anyway. But already I'm seeing some really good coordination between Purdue.
Definitely, yeah. I did notice from previous games too that Vandals were kind of going really heavy with their boost. So let's see what their strategy is going into this third round now.
Yeah, and then it looks like our roster is Toaster, Pajama, and Safety Hazard so far.
Okay.
So they're not bringing out Octocornet, it looks like.
That seemed like maybe a good strategy just to preserve him though, because Pajama is also one of their strongest players, and
True.
these three especially have a really good dynamic with one another.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I hope to see a lot more passes and synergy because that's really what you need to beat a team that has such mechanical capabilities like Funky. That was a great stealing shot there. A great redirect from, Blackout's shot. That was some excellent team play.
That was, and it looked like, just like as with the first two shots, I think Vandals just need to pick up on the rotation a little bit.
Yeah.
They were not able to get there and defend the ball in enough time before Blackout could score.
Yeah, and now Toaster off the side. Chris steals it. It goes down to Funky, who shoots it all the way down the field. Safety's there, but he's demoed away by Blackout. And one thing I'm seeing with Purdue that I really like is their surety and the fact they're always there challenging the ball.
Yes, yep. They're definitely very aggressive. JV2 especially has faced some really aggressive teams this playoff series so far, and they've been able to stand toe-to-toe, but Purdue is really pushing them right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's just that increased amount. There's less, the more you play Rocket League, the less hesitation you have. Because you might be as, that was an amazing save from Pajama.
Okay, they're picking up on that rotation now. Maybe I think they're trying to be a little more conservative with their boost, and now they're just trying to utilize them when they see it necessary, it looks like.
That was a good hit from Blackout, because that could have been dangerous all on the backboard. Now there's another chance, kind of a miss there, but Pajama can't really take advantage of it. Toaster hits it in, though.
Okay, and that makes the first score for the Vandals of this series.
That was a great shot. Looks like a little bit of a mistouch from Chris, though. He got a little bit under it, possibly dodged the wrong way. But that was a great shot from Toaster, and I'm excited to see the Vandals kind of picking up with that offense.
Definitely, yeah. I think they're trying to now play a little bit more as a team together and be maybe a little bit more aggressive here too, but let's see, they're trying to pick up on their defense as Pajama pushes back over to the center field. Oh, and then I push back over from Funky towards Vandal's side again.
Yeah, kind of a little awkward from Toaster there. Oh, but he's knocking them out of the way, and Safety Hazard hits it all the way downfield.
Okay.
There was no one in net.
Vandals are slowly closing up this gap between them and Purdue.
Wow.
They're running into the same, Purdue's running into a similar issue now. They're also
Yeah.
lacking on these rotations a little bit.
Yeah, I think another key moment in that was the fact Toaster just slammed into them.
Yes, yeah.
Like, that was some great awareness. Now Pajama's sending one downfield for himself. He can't quite... Oh, Toaster almost gets that rebound there. Now Chris is going to carry it downfield. He has an opportunity, but Pajama just steals it from him despite having no boost.
Yeah, it looks like Vandals are trying to not do too much of a three-player commit, like not running too many risky plays so far in the game, which is good.
That's what I agree, yeah.
Yeah, I think of a first game series, you don't want to play too risky going in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I do think that the Vandal follow-ups have been getting better, or at least the intention and like the swiftness in which they're challenging things. It's been working in their favor, even if they do miss the ball at times.
Yes, and it looked like Funky just had some strong air ball control and was able to push it past Safety Hazard's chest right in that corner there.
Yeah, that was a pretty awkward position for defense, I think, because it can be hard to predict where someone's going to go off the ceiling.
Especially with those tight corner hits, too, into the goal. It's difficult.
Yeah, now it's going to go to Blackout. He hits it in the sky, pursuing it. It looks like Toaster's going to take it from the corner, though. Kind of possibly some mystic communication between him and Safety. There's just a bunch of cars running into each other, and some aggressive physicality from both Purdue and the Vandals, which has been interesting to see, and I've really liked, particularly from the Vandals, the strategy that they've used, because if Purdue players can't take advantage of their mechanics if they're just not there, like if they're demoed or if they're knocked out of the way.
And then this is an interesting thing to see too, because JV2 is not a demo team, from what I've noticed. They do not play a style like that, but if they're willing to pull that strategy, it will work out in their favor, like just a second ago.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. And it looks like Chris is going to bring it into his own corner for more control. He can't really quite get it off the sidewall, so Safety Hazard. Oop, he does hit it around Safety Hazard, though.
Another
and now it's going center to be picked up by Pajama, but it is knocked away by Funky. A little bit awkward on the defense there, but it looks like this first game is going to go to Purdue. But not without a fight from the Vandals.
Definitely, yeah. I definitely think as far as some first game of the series for JV2, also, this is a closer point matchup than it has been for them in the past. Last game against UHeart, their first couple games were like 0-5. So this is definitely a lot closer than it has been, which is really cool to see, definitely.
Sweet, yeah, for sure. I'm really excited to see, because I think at the beginning, Purdue was really dominating that match offensively, but to see the Vandals get those 2 goals during the middle and ending of the match and kind of improve their position and initiative, that was really satisfying to see.
I agree, too. They've been a lot quicker, too, on their strategy, like, switch up. They were able to be a lot more aggressive on the offense. They definitely, I definitely tell you they can feel the pressure going into this game, and they want to make sure they're on top of it with Purdue. A team that is very good at what they do.
I would totally agree. And in the future, I think the 2 goals that they did get were one good shot and then another kind of runaway goal. But I'd be really curious to see analyze some sort of passing plays between them. I think they could really take advantage of that.
I agree too. And I think they need to be a little more strategic with their boosts. But now we're going into game 2, so let's see who's going to take this one.
Ooh, almost a pass through the center there, but it looked like a member of Purdue couldn't quite get there in time. And now Toaster, with a whiff close to the goal, this could spell disaster, and it does.
It does, yes.
Looks like he just ran out of boost there, which is another thing that's difficult, particularly I've noticed this team struggles a lot with boost management.
They definitely do. They either want to go all in right at the start or they want to conserve, but I will say it's one of those hard things to figure out when a good boost is to be used, but you know, if you just you got to take risks that we talked about before. If you take a little bit more risks, then you might be able to, you know, get the play. But now we have Pajama pushing onto Purdue's side and right out that corner, but just missed it.
Yeah, that was close, and now Toaster's going up for it. Blackout hits it just over him, and it's going to pass to Chris. Funky's carrying it downfield. pass to the center. Looks like he's going to get it over to Chris there because he saw that approaching Vandal, which is some really good game awareness on the side of Purdue. Now Funky's going to streak it downfield again. And one thing I've noticed in particular, within like these past 15 seconds, there was no Vandal position on the ball. It was just Purdue kind of passing it and dancing around with it, which I think the Vandals are really going to have to improve, just that initiative.
Definitely, yeah. I think because what you said earlier was great, too, because it seems like Purdue has their head on a swivel. Like, they're able to see when Vandals are approaching and make a good gameplay strategy to keep the ball from them. And, you know, if Vandals can't keep up with that, then they might find themselves in a tougher position into the second game.
No, definitely. Now it looks like Seth is going to hit it from the corner. Funky catches it. Pajama, looks like he was a little bit thrown off by that. Couldn't tell if Funky bumped him or not. But it is going to bounce into Purdue's half. And Chris, with low boost, does try to get it away. He's not successful, but Blackout and Safety are kind of battling for the ball. Oh, Pajama almost got that in there. There's just car after car. It's really, it's a pileup right now.
Definitely, too. I like you mentioned before, I'd like to see a little bit more team plays and passing plays from the Vandals. It seems like they're just kind of all in on this ball right now. Not really a lot of synergy occurring on the field.
And this could be dangerous. Chris is carrying it downfield. Safety's got it. He's going to easily bring it to the corner. Funky is going to try to carry it over here. He kind of gets an advantage on the 50, and there's... Ooh, that was a bad miss from Pajama. And now Funky's going to pass it to Chris, who's going to pass it back to Funky, who passes it to Blackout. We've been seeing some crazy stuff. Blackout misses the double tap.
Oh, no.
Oh, this has been some shaky offense on the part of Purdue.
Definitely, yeah.
Ooh, now Funky's going to try to get the redirect, and he does. That was a crazy team pinch. I really want to see that again. Oh, Blackout's perspective. That's perfect. That was really cool.
That was really cool, yeah.
I really appreciate that. That's team practice.
Definitely. And that definitely took a little bit of, you know, fingers crossing on that one, too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that pinch to get right into the goal like that, but it did, you know, and thank God for Purdue on that one.
Yeah. For sure. And now Chris is going to bring it down. Ooh, Toaster with the clutch save there. Gets there just in time, and now he's going to hit it all the way downfield. Almost gets around Funky, but Purdue gets back just in time. Now they're sending it center to Pajama, but it's right above the net.
Oh, and a score from Toaster.
He's been having some really nice shots this game.
He definitely has some pretty good control, especially when it comes to the ball in the air. And, you know, I think he did utilize his boost in that play, too, so that was great to see.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that Toaster specifically, I've noticed he has really good aim. Like, he can really get the ball in the places where the defenders aren't.
Yes, exactly.
And, like, I've noticed him miss some aerial shots before, but when he can, like, when he has that ball and when he can line it up with the net, he has very good aim and very good control in that aspect.
Oh, definitely, for sure. And it looks like Vandals, too, are trying to... they're definitely putting up a much tougher defense game as compared to the last one, but they're kind of lacking a little bit on this offense. Like, just not a lot of synergy with the players. Toaster did score that amazing goal, so I get a value in that, but I want to see if they can maybe try and get this, but so far the ball is just center field, setting it up for Toaster to maybe assist, but no follow-up there. Pajama hitting it back over to Purdue's side.
Yeah, now he does have kind of an offense there, though we've seen some very good defensive rotations from Purdue. We're going to see if Toaster and the rest of the Vandals can kind of get around it. Chris carries it really far downfield, so it's back in the Vandals' half. That was another amazing save from Toaster. And now it's going back to Safety, and Pajama almost gets it in with a shot, and he can't quite follow it up there either. That was a very nice strategy, I think, from the Vandals, and just, I really liked the way they went from player to player, and I loved their initiative right there.
I agree, yeah. Now it seems like they're proving me wrong. They're trying to be a little more aggressive on this offensive, which is great. I like to see that more because, you know, you can play defensive all you want, but you only want to score points by playing offensively.
Yeah, naturally. Now Chris is going to try to take it in. Toaster knocks it away from him, bringing it all the way back to Purdue's half. Pajama can't quite get it, but Safety can. Now back to Pajama. It looks like they're running into each other a little bit, so some possible miscoordination there. Now Blackout's going to pass it to Funky. It goes back to Blackout.
And Blackout scores 7 seconds left on the clock.
that has to be a little bit discouraging, I think, for UI.
Definitely, I'd agree too. It looks like, yeah, just kind of an open net that Blackout took advantage of and just kind of pushed aggressively right into that goal there.
Definitely. And we'll see what they can do in the last 7 seconds. I doubt it'll be that much. It would be cool if they can score a goal. Possibly a little bit sad because it meant if they hadn't gotten that goal there, it would be tied and it would go to overtime.
Yeah, luckily this is the same point disparity as I think from the last game, so only 2, so that is good. And I definitely think, especially the first half of the second game, we went like about a minute and a half, no score.
Yeah.
Which, you know, isn't always great, but I think it says a lot about the player ability that, you know, the Vandals are able to put up such a good defense.
Yes.
And Purdue wasn't able to, you know, strike just well enough on their offense that, you know, we had to stand still for a while. So that's reassuring, definitely.
Yeah, I would agree. Oh, another replay about Funky and Blackout's little team play there. I love that. That was really cool.
I agree.
And I love Toaster's shot right there as well. I think we've been seeing some really good team play all around.
I agree. Yeah, and then some really good individual play too, like you mentioned earlier, but just a spotlight Toaster, just some really good, you know, setting up for the goal and just hitting it in there, like really good ball control, especially for a, you know, JV2 team. You know, you normally see that kind of action with varsity, but JV2's really proven themselves for this game so far.
Yeah, and speaking of varsity, it looks like all 3 of the varsity players are actually in the lounge right now and probably watching or maybe cheering on the JV team, which is really cool. I like that.
Yeah, looks like they were even, I think we had Logo or Zachman maybe offering some advice right now to the players.
Yeah,
that's always super nice too. Yeah. Rocket League's definitely a game I've seen that. Even, you know, all the games that we have, the JV, you know, varsity, JV2, all of that, they all work really well with each other. So that's great to see here at the lab.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, and it looks like they do have Octo Cornet now. And let's see, it looks like there's Octo Cornet, Cheese, and Toaster. So they definitely had some sub outs here. Blackout with that quick first goal, however.
That just flew right under the radar too. I almost didn't even see that. Let's see, I want to see a replay on this one. It's right off the corner there. Oh, and then just a quick setup and payoff
Cheese
Blackout.
just couldn't get there at time.
No. Look, the Vandals were closer though on that defense. They definitely were trying.
I would agree. I think there's been a lot more initiative, and from what I've seen, a bit faster gameplay now. Toaster carries it around, but it goes kind of over the goal. It's a little bit too far of a center. And now Blackout's carrying it downfield. He does get it over Cheese, but it doesn't quite go in net for now. And Toaster's going to take over, bringing it downfield, bouncing it around Chris, but not around Funky. That's for Octal to do. And he almost gets it in, but it is saved. And then there's a double demo over there as well. So we're seeing some increased physicality as well.
Definitely a lot more aggressive, I think just from both teams, because I definitely know if the Vandals are playing Octal that this means that they're getting a little bit nervous because they normally play him when they're like, we really need your help right now. They throw him in the game. But
yeah, no, for sure, a secret weapon.
But now we're on to Vandals' side. Looks like Vandals are going to try and push, but Purdue comes over there and swipes it up. Oh, close to the goal, but luckily does not make it in. And now we are right off the side there. Another trying to rebound from the Vandals from Purdue, but Vandals are just pushing over to Purdue's side, but they are putting up that stronger defense.
Yeah, and it looks like Octal's got it from the corner. Toaster tries to get it, but again, we're seeing Purdue is just faster, really. And it looks like Cheese was bumped out of the way by another member of Purdue. So we're definitely seeing their disruptive actions, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start targeting like the new players too, just to see how, like, what their playing is like, and if it's beneficial for them to get them out of play.
Yes, I definitely agree. It looks like Purdue too is really running through their boost a lot faster than they have in the other 2 games from what I've noticed. They'll get them, and then, you know, the next like 10 seconds they'll be almost out. So, but looks like Octo Cornet proving himself has scored. Yeah, nice little pop off there from them.
Oh, it looks like all the varsity. There's so many people watching right now. That's so cool. That makes me so happy. Actually,
I know. This is I bet they're excited. They're probably cheering on Vandals to hopefully get into this championship game going forward. So
yeah, no, for sure. Now it looks like Octal can't beat Funky off the side, but Funky does. He can't quite hit it, so Blackout takes over. Now going up against Octal Cornet. He kind of fails, honestly. It's hit off the backboard. Funky with another chance, but it's saved away by Toaster. And now it falls to Chris, who's going to take it to the side. He doesn't collect that boost, probably leaving it for a teammate, which is a smart move. And he brings it down, kind of pinches it with Blackout. I'm pretty sure he thought he wasn't going to get that, but he still did, which is cool.
Yeah, I definitely see Vandals right now. They definitely have a lot more like 3-player commit going on too. Like, all of them are right on their own side right now. I think because they're just trying to put up a worthwhile fight to Purdue. You know, all hands on deck for this defense with them. They've been really aggressive, especially this last game.
Yeah. Oh, that was a nice hit from Toaster. And it's almost in, and it's fully in.
Oh, almost. Purdue just missed with that defense, and Toaster was able to just, get it right over them into the goal. This puts Vandals, I think, at their first point lead of this series. It does, yeah.
Yeah. One thing I've been surprised to notice from Purdue is with those 3 cars committing, they've been doing that a lot. They've lost, I think, 3 or 4 out of the almost all of their goals actually to a team member not being back in net.
Yes, yeah, and it's always good to try with a triple commit, but if you can't, follow up on it and be fast in your rotations, then it's not a worthwhile play. Oh, we're out the edge. Oh, but it just missed it. No. I hate when that happens.
Close. Yeah, and now Toaster is going to try to, I think, pass it towards the center.
We got that
off
demo.
the cornet, following it up. He's going to bring it to the corner, go up against Blackout, and it's in the center, but it's going to go to Chris and probably back. Nope. Oh, not back onto the side of the Vandals yet. Blackout's going to try to carry it down. Another hit from Octo. Chris saves it away. Sorry, that was Cheese, not Octo. Their cars look almost exactly the same.
I want to shout to Purdue with that demo on Toaster earlier. That was a really good play because the Vandals were not able to score against him at that point. They only had 2 players on that side. So, but now we have it on Vandals' side. It looks like Purdue's going to try and push, but it brings them back over to the center. Maybe Vandals will be able to finally redeem themselves from that previous play earlier and score against Purdue.
Yeah, no, this has been a super eventful match. I've been really enjoying this kind of comeback from the Vandals. And now Octo is going to hit it towards the corner. Blackout's carrying it to the center. This could be a little bit dangerous, but Octo is hitting it back into the half of Purdue. I've been loving this increased possession of the ball for the Vandals. It's really been mitigating the offense and the shots that Purdue can take. Because with a really good team like Purdue, you just have to limit the amount of times they can touch the ball, basically.
Definitely, I agree, too. And it seems like Purdue plays really strong early in their games, but I think they're kind of getting a little bit worn out. I don't think they've been any substitution in their players so far.
Yeah.
So Vandals are taking just advantage of that, just getting just tired and fatigued as you do with any game.
This could be concerning. And it does. Oh, it doesn't drop to the ground yet.
Let's see if they can keep it up in the air. They might be able to make this a tie game.
Vandals are going to want to get that down to the ground as fast as humanly possible. Now it's going to go over there. It looks like Funky is going to hit it to the ground. And that's a win for Vandals and for University of Idaho.
Yeah, this is
for every single player on that team.
Yes, and now this is the first win of the Vandals for this series. Now bringing it 2-1 Purdue to Vandals. It was just some of those really good plays they had there. Yeah, Blackout just scoring as usual, and Octo getting a hit early on too in the game.
Yes, I loved the performance from each one of those players, and you could really see how that was shaking up Purdue. And I liked the demos that they were doing. I liked their boost management. There was a lot of good strategies I saw this game that previously they didn't really take advantage of, I think.
I agree, too. And as you mentioned, I think Vandals need to keep up on that possession, too, because, if you keep the ball, like you mentioned, from a team like Purdue, then they have no chance to score.
A nice hit from Cheese there, pass to Octo, who's going to knock it right back into Purdue's side. But Blackout's going to carry it down. He knocks it center a little bit too far forward, but Chris is there to catch it up. Goes to Octo, back to Chris, and he's going to steal that boost there. Almost knocked out of the way, but he still comes away with the pad. And now Toaster is going to hit it downfield. Funky is going to get there first, though, and now he's carrying it center. Almost past all the Vandals, but not quite. Ooh. A nice save from Toaster there. Toaster's been coming in clutch with all those saves.
Definitely, yeah. Vandals are definitely picking up a lot more on this defense, too, because, they just know that Purdue's been really aggressive so far.
Yeah.
So just really quick in there, and they've been using their boosts effectively well too to try and push and play a little more offensively, because right now we have it on Purdue's side of the push from Vandals.
Yeah. Now it looks like Octo Cornets almost brought it down possibly for a goal, but he ran out of boost, couldn't quite get there in time. Now Blackout versus Toaster. Toaster wins the 50. Fortunately, otherwise it would have gone a net. Oh, and that one
scored.
did.
Funky loves these little, you know, right on that corner of the goal, little pinch plays I see right there, because, yeah, just right in there, and same as last time.
Yeah,
that
was super fast.
It's hard to defend those areas of the goal, so he took advantage of that and just scored right in there.
Yeah, the speed and the certainty you see from Purdue is very tricky for the Vandals, I think. Especially because they're clearly very practiced, they're clearly very used to all of this, and they don't really second guess themselves. And now Octal's going to try to carry it down, blocked away by Chris. Toaster can't quite catch up to it, and now Blackout his potential shot was knocked away. And now it goes to Toaster. Chris gets there first. Octal and Blackout go for a war in the skies, and Cheese keeps it on the side of Purdue.
Yeah, now we're just having a kind of ball fight right now in the center to see who's going to get it. It looks like Vandals are going to come out victorious, and a push from Octal to the goal, but looks like Purdue is just there too quick and defends strongly, and now they're just trying to push back over. It looks like their rotates have been a lot stronger compared to last game. Like, they're not doing this triple commit anymore. Yeah. They're being a little more strategic going forward, and I think that is helping them a lot more in this game 4.
I would agree. Oh!
Ooh, almost in there. A lot of these going on in this game, too, really close to the goal, but just whiffing off that crossbar or the side as well.
You can hear just the crisp ding that spells doom for one team and salvation for another.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it's stressful for the receiving team too, though. Just hearing how close you came to your demise.
Yes. Looks like now, though, we are trying to have a push from Purdue, but Vandals are trying to be a little stronger on their defense, so right now we're just playing back and forth game with the ball. I haven't seen a lot of setups for an assist, but maybe I'm just missing it, but I have not seen a lot of team play going on in this game. I think really the main concern is keeping the ball from each other.
Yeah, just keeping the ball from Purdue. That was a nice takeover from Toaster from Octal, though. And now Cheesy keeps it in. Toaster tries to keep it from Blackout. Blackout wins. But Toaster wins there. And now Chris is going to try to carry it. It looks like that was a bit of a mistouch, though. So he's going to back pass it back to Blackout. It's really hard to say back and black.
I know.
So many times.
I know, kind of weird name there, but I like it. But yeah, now we're just off the side there. Vandals do have boosts to utilize, so let's see if they're going to take advantage of that. Same with Purdue. Looks like they're going to try and push towards the goal, but just missing it and not follow up on that rebound. But Blackout might be able to set up something there. Nothing follows through, though. And now Vandal taking advantage of that and pushing back over to Purdue's side with the ball on Octal.
Yeah, and while we've seen some really good plays from the Vandals so far, Purdue is up 1 goal, and every second that passes is another second that the Vandals are losing this game. Yeah. So they really need to up their offense and score a goal in order to come away with the win in this series.
Definitely. It's interesting seeing how as we go further along in the series, the points lessen and lessen because each team is really trying to play their best, but you know, Purdue is just playing a little bit harder right now and was able to get that score, making it 2-0 to the Vandals.
Yeah. Octo Cornet almost made it there in time. I can't tell if he quite hit it in, though, himself, too.
Yeah, all 3 Vandals tried to commit to that defense, but none of them were able to get there enough time. I think they were lacking on their boost, which made it a lot more harder for them to fully go through with it.
Yeah, it was a very fast shot from Chris, too, and now we see Blackout trying to go for that goal. Cheese knocks it away with ease, perhaps, and now Toaster with another save. And Chris kind of knocks it back to his own half, and Toaster is there to take advantage of that. Octal off the backboard, almost with the double, but Funky gets there in time. And Cheese, I think, was also going for that. So it might have been a bit of a double commit or just kind of insurance on the side of the Vandals to get that net. And now Octal almost hits it in, disrupted again. And now Cheese is demoed. That was a very good demo. That was very strategic and might have just won Purdue the game, honestly.
Yeah, Purdue's been really strong with these demos. They showed a really strong strategic power with them last game, too, and I think this is going to make it... Oh, never mind, still in the air. Okay, prove me wrong. I think this game is going to go to Purdue, though, and
Yeah.
it'll make it 3-1 to the Vandals. A little nerve-wracking, but that,
Yeah.
that does not mean that the Vandals can't take this. We've seen this from them before. They've been, just kind of lacking in the game, and they were able to bring it back up by, just some substitution of the players. So they might take advantage of that.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely think, honestly, I don't know if their team play changed much from last game. I just think Purdue noticed that change in pace and really had to step it up.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, they were just being the name of the game with this game was being faster. And
Yeah.
they were really just just being way much faster than the Vandals. Conserving their
For sure.
boost, utilizing them when they needed to, and their rotations were really strong this game.
Yes, I definitely agree.
But what are you hoping to see from the Vandals going into the next game? It is nerve-wracking. If they lose this next one, they don't win this
True,
entire
yeah.
series. So
They are kicked out, but they did make it to semifinals, so
Yes.
even if they lose, it's a huge accomplishment.
definitely, yeah. And it's been cool to see the support from all the Vandals in the lab, too. So let's see,
Agreed.
we're going into Game 5. So you might be able to win this one.
Yeah, and now Octal is going to hit it forward. Kind of going back to your question earlier, what I would really like to see is that aggression, but also those team plays and those passes, because it can be hard. It can be difficult to coordinate that, but if you can, it oftentimes can make for a really good chemistry.
I agree, definitely, yeah. It looks like Purdue's going to go up with the same strategy, is just playing really aggressive, going first, or starting off in the game. They typically have been winning these kickoffs, too, from against Vandals, so that's interesting to see. But they do not have a ton of boost to use right now currently, as they are on Vandals' side. And now we just have them trying to push over to the goal, but not very fast or strong hits. So Vandals were able to play a good strong defense. And now that Vandals are carrying it over to Purdue's side, but now we're kind of stuck in the center field right now fighting for this ball.
Yeah, that was a nice hit from Octal Cornet there, but now Chris is going to take over. We know every member of Purdue is dangerous in the skies, but luckily it looked like Octal Cornet swooped in and saved it there. He could not save Chris's though.
No, and Chris was able to score, get right in there. And yeah, it's not necessarily an open net here, just I don't think, yeah, Cheese had no boost to use in that. So, you just kind of have your hands tied in that kind of regard, so.
Agreed. Now, hopefully, though, the Vandals can get a goal and step up. I think one of their greatest challenges has been scoring on Purdue, which makes sense. Purdue has very good defense, so you really need to get that. You have to have that initiative and, challenge after challenge to really get possession of the ball and have those shots open.
And as you mentioned, when Purdue has this ball in the air like they do right now, Vandals struggle a lot more with it because I just think they are a stronger team when they're on the ground rather than in the air. Their ball control is a little bit stronger. So when Purdue keeps holding it up against them, kind of taunting them, it makes it a lot harder to get that ball away from them. But Cheese does and pushes it off the side there, still in Vandals territory. They were able to defend, and now the ball's up in the air to be pushed by Octal or maybe Cheese over to Purdue's side.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward touch there, but Octal is going to get the runaway goal.
That was good. I think all the way from center field, too, was able to hit that. And yeah, just no one was, the rotation on Purdue for a kind of a rare instance for them wasn't actually very strong. So they were not able to pick it up very fast to get over there in time.
Yeah, and as we could just see the entire varsity team, and I think a few other Rocket League players as well are all in the lounge supporting JV4, which is great to see. And now Octal almost gets another one, but Blackout barely gets that save there. You could see that ball in the net. And now she's going to knock it off the side. Chris trying to maneuver the ball, but he has to leave it for Blackout as he has no boost left. Blackout's carrying it down. Octal knocks it away, fortunately. And the ball is again stuck in the Vandals' half. And I think if the Vandals can keep it on the side of Purdue a little bit more often, they can really get those goals. But they've been just trapped a lot of the times in their own half.
Yeah, and it looks like they only have a one-player commit when they're on Purdue's side. So if you have no one to help assist you on anything, it makes it a lot harder to keep the ball from Purdue because they are an aggressive team, as we've seen this series.
Yeah, another thing I'm noticing with UI is you have to have a player upfield. Generally, if you pass the ball, you have to maintain control over it if you're going to hit it into another opponent's field. So you can't just clear the ball away and then follow that up on offense like a lot of pro teams and like in RLCS or something like that.
Yeah.
They have really, I mean, obviously they're pro players, but they have really good game sense in the sense they know when to have one player upfield to catch that pass if they're preparing to launch in offense.
Definitely, I agree. It looks like now we're just fighting for this ball center field, but Blackout is going to push it to Vandal's side off that corner. Vandal's trying to push a little bit on that defense, fighting for this ball, as they have been with this whole series.
Yeah.
Chris using his boost to bring the ball into the air, but it was kind of a whiff from his teammate, so now it's back onto the ground. They set it up for a possible rebound, but just falls through.
Yeah, one of my concerns here, great save from Toaster. One of my concerns is you can once again see a lot of the players on the Vandals running out of boost. And so I think in the future, management for them regarding boost would be a lot helpful to practice that.
I definitely agree. In this game, we only have a minute left. It might go into overtime. This will be the first of the series, so I'm interested to see how that will go. But so far, we do have Vandals. We do have it on Vandal's side, but Blackout was able to push over Octo Cornet back over to the corner. Oh no! Okay, we're good. Oh no, she's almost scored against his own team, but was able to bring it back out of the goal.
No, he just barely stopped that from going in, and then I think actually a player from Purdue kept the ball out of the net, which is kind of crazy.
Okay.
That was insane. That was scary for a second.
Yeah, that was. 10 seconds left, so I have a feeling this might go into overtime if Purdue isn't able to try and get a goal quickly on this last second.
Or the Vandals Octal streaking towards the sky, and then Chris knocks it to the ground.
So far, Purdue and Vandals have equal amount of boost, so that they are set up equal there. But it looks like Octal's fighting for the ball center field. Octal's going to try and push, but just fails through. And Toaster hits it over to Vandal's side, but no one's there to follow up. We do have a demo mid-sky as well.
Yeah, and then Funky gets it around Toaster, pass to Blackout, over Funky's head, I think trying to go back to Chris, but Chris kind of has to go on the sidewall for it. Gets it around Toaster, so the ball is back in the Vandals' half. Cheese is going to get it, possibly pass to Octal, but it doesn't quite follow through. Now Chris is in the corner. Blackout's trying to hunt down that ball, and we're once again seeing those really fast challenges from Purdue, but so far it hasn't been enough for them to come away with the win in this game.
No, actually, as opposed to how's it been, the rest of this game, it's actually been on the Vandal side for the majority of this, with just now it finally being, flip it, on Purdue's side, but just now being on Vandals. But it looks like Toaster's going to try and score, but it looks like Funky just denied that and pushed it back over to Vandal's side, and Chris scores.
That was an excellent redirector on Octal, I have to say, even though the Vandals did lose this.
Yeah, they put up a really strong fight, especially in this last game, getting us over to overtime, but sadly that will mean that Purdue does take this game from the Vandals.
Yeah. It is an unfortunate end to the ECAC playoffs run, but I still think it's amazing they made it to semifinals.
Yeah, and actually they will have to do one more game to see who will get third.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we will get to stream them one more time, which would be great. It was awesome to see all the support from, varsity and other lab staff here in the labs. That was cool to see. Yeah, like I mentioned before, I've had a chance to kind of see them throughout this whole series, and this is the strongest I think they've played.
Oh, amazing.
Which, you wouldn't think that seeing the points they've had, but Purdue is a very hard team. I think varsity had a hard time against them last semester. So, it was really cool to get to see them, JV2 put up a fight against this very well-renowned, very strong team. And as you mentioned, I think that rank disparity just kind of made it harder too.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you could definitely tell there was some air superiority when it came to Purdue. But I really enjoyed seeing, I just really like the shots on the side of all the Vandals because they had some very, very good ones. And there were some very good saves on the side of Purdue. But I really enjoyed when the Vandals were in offense mode as opposed to being stuck in their own half.
I agree. And I definitely think too that they have been really strong, or they've been really building up their boost confidence. Like, I would say in the first couple games of this playoff series that they've been a little more conservative, or they just played them all really fast. But this game especially, they've been trying to utilize them a lot more. So I've been really seeing that on their end for sure.
Yeah, and then do you know if we have any other streams tonight or in the future?
I am not sure. I know. So the only two playoff teams we had was our JV Valorant and then Rocket League
Mhm.
JV2. I want to say the JV Valorant is done. I think they had their
Mm.
final game. It was Tuesday, so we will be streaming. JV2's. Okay, yeah, they will. We will be streaming. We will be streaming their battle against whatever team
Mhm.
will lose against for the other one for the third place title. So that'll be really cool to see. So we're not done with JV2 just yet. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then definitely same time next week
hmm
we'll be battling for third with JV2.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. I don't know. We were talking about doing an interview. Okay, so we are gonna cut to analyst. I think if you have nothing else you want to say.
Yeah,
No,
I think I'm good.
I think I
Let's
am
cut to the
too.
analysts.
Yeah. So this has been Mozzarella, and
Let's go and leave.
yeah. So we're gonna cut to analyst. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.
It was the Xbox user-generated name.
Oh,
I've
fair
had
enough.
it for 7 years. It's never changing.
Welcome. That's good to know. Welcome to the post-game show. That was a heck of a Game 5, unfortunately. Idaho just not able to get it done against this very, very good Purdue team.
Yeah, all of them GCs. You guys played phenomenally. Honestly, I was so impressed. I came in, I was just like, whoa, your guys' teamwork, brilliant. You have fantastic passes. Your air control, your ball control, amazing. I mean, the sheer amount of saves I saw that I was just like, that has to be clipped. We have to have a compilation just of this game from you guys. Brilliant. How are you guys feeling? I know it was a loss, but honestly, in my heart, it wasn't. That was brilliant. Like,
I all things considered, we were David versus Goliath in this fight, and so uh, when we went into it, we were just like, we're just here to have fun. And
could you move up your mic a little
Yeah,
bit?
throw it a bit up to your
Yeah.
mouth. There
Thank
we go.
you.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, we just came in with the mindset that we're just gonna have fun and we're gonna give them a run for their money, and I feel like we did that very well tonight. We didn't give them any easy games. When we were checking scores of teams they had played before, and they swept easily. And for us tonight, we put a game on them tonight, and we definitely got them to panic, and we could tell. And they had to step up their game if they wanted to beat us tonight. So I feel like we did really, really well.
That you did.
Yeah, I feel the same way. That was, even though we lost it, it was still, whether it was just this game or the games leading up to the semester, it was a great team. Couldn't have asked for a better team to play with, and couldn't have asked for any better games. Fun every time, even if we lost them. Won a lot of them, but even if we lost them, it was still very much worth the time spent practicing with them, coming in for games, coming in for events. I would never give that time back. I'm very, very fortunate for the time I got to spend with the team.
Definitely. That's some of the best part about the esports program. Just going back to on the other side, the other team. What do you guys think that Purdue did exactly to just beat you? Like, what was their track that was kind of what you guys were struggling with, or how you were able to counter that?
I think it was a lot of the goals, especially the backwall plays, we just haven't seen against other teams.
Mm-hmm.
That one was definitely one thing I noticed that anytime, or at least the majority of the goals that were scored were backwall plays.
Okay, so unfamiliar plays.
Yeah, pretty much.
Something to definitely work on.
Mm-hmm.
Will we be seeing you hopefully next semester?
Big maybe.
Big maybe.
Maybe?
Depending on what the team's going to look like, big maybe. Because been swapping teams a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if the majority of this team isn't back again, then I'll probably will be my last semester.
Well, we'd love to have you all back. Uncle Cornett.
I graduate this semester with
Oh
my
my
master's,
gosh.
so
No.
this has been like the big push to get the title, this semester, and yeah, I graduate this semester. So.
Congratulations.
Say the Masters, yeah, congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Do you have any last thoughts of like how this season went? What's going on?
The amount of improvement of the guys on my team over this semester is remarkable. We had a couple players that just started playing over the summer, and they came in this semester or just transferred here, and we're like, yeah, we would like to try out the team and play, and we're like, okay, well, we'll try to get you in where we can, but they put in a phenomenal amount of effort and became some of our best players on our team, and it's really awesome to see the growth over the semester.
Yeah, I've never seen that much improvement that fast on players.
Mhm.
Like ever. Like,
Brilliant.
They've just played this summer. That comes as a shock to me for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I would. Looking at how they played tonight and just like the plays that I've seen over this semester, that astounds me. Generally,
Mhm.
you guys worked really well with your teams. I know you guys practice even like outside of your usual practice times.
Mhm.
You guys have fun
Yeah.
together. I think that's really good for team chemistry.
Yeah, it is.
Will we? I believe I missed the Big Sky competition.
Mhm.
Were you guys part of the Big Sky competition?
We were not.
No.
No.
Did
That
you
would have
g-
been awesome. I would have loved to see you guys in that.
Well, I'm not 100% sure how true this is. I believe you said that this was Purdue's first game that they lost
Yeah.
all semester in that ECAC competition, that you guys took that off of them.
Wow.
Any thoughts about that? That's a pretty good feat, I think.
Well, at least in the playoffs. I know that they lost 2 games because they had to forfeit in the regular season.
Oh, gotcha.
which-
Outside of like the forfeits, yeah.
Yeah.
Of
yeah.
the games that they actually played.
Yeah, at least in the playoffs,
That's
we
pretty
were the
insane.
first ones
Yeah.
to put
Especially
a
if they
game
were-
on them.
Especially if they were sweeping and stuff during all those
Yeah.
games. That is really insane to hear.
And yeah,
Yeah.
I remember now looking it up. That was indeed from the regular season games that they did play. They 4-0'd all of them.
Really?
Or yeah,
Wow.
so
Mhm.
you guys were the first to take a game off of them.
Hell yeah.
Truly amazing. So glad to have you guys on here. Do you guys have any last comments or before?
No, just thank you for the experience, guys.
Yeah.
Been great.
Yeah, I'm very happy with how this semester went. Very glad I decided to do another semester with it.
And thank you guys for being part of this team. Honestly, I've been following the Rocket League team since I started working here, and every single year I'm always astounded by your guys' skill, your sportsmanship, and just like how much fun you guys have. Don't tell the others, but you guys are my favorite team.
Let's go. We worked hard for that.
That you did. That you did. So thank you both for an amazing semester, amazing season, and congratulations for a well-played season.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate the interview.
Yeah.
I think we got one game left, though.
Yes,
Yep.
the third place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Third place
Fighting for
match,
third
yep.
place.
Not completely over.
Yeah.
So, see how that goes.
That goes get a little something in your achievement belt at all. Not,
Yeah.
not the first place, but third is still something to be happy about.
That it is. A
Awesome.
lot of good teams in the playoffs.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we appreciate you too, as always, for the team. Yeah, definitely some of the broadcast favorites plays have come from you guys. But that's going to do it for today's stream. We appreciate you all tuning out here on the interwebs, and we will see you guys in the next one.